Hello, friends. Have you ever wondered how people in the past understood the human body? Imagine living in a time when doctors believed that sickness was caused by an imbalance of four humors: blood, phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile. Feeling feverish? Let's drain some blood. Got a headache? Must be too much black bile. Sounds strange, right? But for centuries, this was how medicine worked. The Renaissance, however, brought a fresh perspective, one that would change everything. We've already talked about how Andreas Vesalius challenged the age-old beliefs of Galen, pointing out errors that had survived for over 1,000 years, like Galen's mistaken idea that the human jawbone had two parts instead of one. Vesalius's groundbreaking book, De Humani Corporis Fabrica, wasn't just a collection of anatomical drawings. It was a bold declaration that knowledge must come from observation, not blind acceptance. And of course, who could forget Leonardo da Vinci? His incredibly detailed anatomical sketches blended art and science, giving us a new way to see the human body. But today, we're going beyond what we've already explored. While Vesalius and da Vinci made vital contributions, the Renaissance story of medicine and science stretches far wider. Let's talk about the man who revealed the heartbeat of life itself, William Harvey. Harvey wasn't satisfied with the vague explanations about blood disappearing into the body. He wanted proof, so he experimented, he observed, and what he found was revolutionary. Blood circulates in a loop driven by the heart. Imagine how mind-blowing that was at the time. The heart wasn't just a vessel of emotions, it was a powerful pump working day and night. Harvey's discovery in De Motu Cordis, on the motion of the heart and blood in animals, fundamentally changed medicine. He showed that life wasn't guided by mysterious humors, but by a complex, interconnected system. This was science with proof, something that could be tested, seen, and repeated. But the Renaissance wasn't just about understanding the body. It was also about exploring the depths of the human mind. As people began to understand the body, they also wondered, how do we think? What drives human behavior? Here enters René Descartes, the philosopher who famously declared, "Cogito, ergo sum," I think, therefore I am. Descartes believed that the mind and body were two separate entities. His ideas pushed scholars to question the relationship between thought and physical existence. How does the brain control the body? Are thoughts simply electrical signals, or something more profound? These questions paved the way for future studies in psychology and neuroscience. And speaking of deep thinking, we cannot ignore Francis Bacon, the man who championed a new approach to understanding the world, the scientific method. Before Bacon, knowledge often came from reading ancient texts and trusting tradition. But Bacon said, wait, let's experiment, let's observe, let's draw conclusions from evidence. His method demanded proof over belief, shifting how people studied not just medicine, but everything from physics to biology. The echoes of Bacon's logic still shape modern science today. While medicine and scientific methods evolved in laboratories and lecture halls, something equally fascinating was happening in far-off lands. Explorers returning from distant places brought with them exotic plants and medicines. One such discovery was quinine, extracted from the bark of the cinchona tree. This remedy became essential for treating malaria, a deadly disease that had plagued humanity for centuries. New ingredients and cures from around the world enriched Renaissance medicine, proving that exploration and science were deeply interconnected. But progress wasn't easy. Challenging old beliefs came with risks. Harvey faced skepticism. Descartes' views were considered radical. Even Bacon's logical approach wasn't accepted overnight. Yet these thinkers pressed on, driven by a hunger to understand the world through reason and evidence. The Renaissance wasn't just a period of discovery, it was a time of redefining how we discover. The shift from guessing to knowing, from assuming to proving, this was the true birth of modern science. The methods these pioneers developed shaped not only how we study the human body, but how we understand the entire universe. And speaking of the universe, imagine what would happen if curiosity led people not just across lands, but across oceans, towards unknown territories, mysterious lands, and new worlds waiting to be discovered. But that is a story for another time. Until then, stay curious, keep exploring, and remember, history always has more to tell.